Hello, Storygoers, and welcome back to another episode of Tales from the Cartridge, the video game storytelling podcast. I'm one of your co-hosts, Eric.
And I'm your co-host, Ryan.
Ryan, you're back from Texas. You just threw
Back
your
from
cowboy hat to the side before we started recording.
It's true. Yeah, I did.
You rode home on a horse.
Yep.
I feel like the experience has changed you.
Yeah, absolutely. I, really connected to my southern roots, and I feel like a true Texan now. No, I'm back from Texas. It was really good to see family and to hang out with my niece and nephew, who are little kids, and their ages that are in my lane, where I've spent a lot of time with those ages. So that was really great to connect with them. My nephew I'd never met, so it was good to spend 5 days just hanging out with him. And my niece had only met periodically, but I never spent this much time with her. So that was really great. Texas was an adventure.
We have listeners in Texas, right? Be nice.
Yes, I will be. Texas was an adventure. I was in the, for all you Texans out there, I was in the Dallas area, Dallas-Fort Worth area. So we did the touristy stuff, went to the stockades and saw they did they had some longhorn cows march through the streets with folks on horses, as a little mini cattle drive of 5 cattle, which was just a big tourist thing. So we did that, and we we went and saw Superman, and we could talk more about that, but I went and saw Superman, and that was great.
Awesome.
I loved that.
It was very good.
And yeah, just hung out in Texas, which is just an adventure. As Storygoers may or may not know, I live in a smaller state with a smaller population, and going to a place where the entire population of my state would fit in that 50 square miles I was just in feels a little overwhelming. And, from a state that is pretty hilly and has a lot of forest and trees to a place that is flat, where I could see Dallas in the background while we were driving, an hour away. It was a fun experience. It was cool to check out Texas. We went to there was a really cool children's museum in downtown Dallas that was really great. We went to a bunch of fun stuff, but it was an adventure. There's just so many folks, and the roads were buck wild and full of traffic, and so you had to plan an extra 20 minutes at least anytime you went somewhere, because you're always going to hit traffic. It was buck wild, but it was good to go see family, and I got to fly on a plane, which I don't particularly enjoy, but always a good experience to travel.
Did you fly out of Boston?
Yes, I flew to Logan. It was a 3.5 hour flight, but you lose an hour one way or the other, right? Because they're an hour ahead. They're an hour behind us. Yeah, so I lost an hour going there and gained an hour coming back. And my flight, I flew out. I left Logan airport at 5 a.m. and I landed at Logan at 12:30 a.m. at night. So I didn't get to my home here in Maine until about 3 a.m. But that's okay. It was an adventure, and it was an exciting travel time, and it was really the reason I went was to see family, and I achieved that goal. And now I can not have to worry about feeling guilty about not going to see family for another year or two.
I'll say another 3 years. You reached your quota. You're good for a while.
Yeah. But yeah, so I come back from Texas. And Eric, did we record the last episode from your new space? We did, yeah? Or no?
No.
You're in a whole new home, in a whole new place.
Yep, uninvited. Yeah. This is someone else's house. No, I'm just kidding.
I've broken in to record.
This is my space for an hour. Yeah, I moved. I moved into a new home. So much has happened, Ryan. I feel like so much has happened. I haven't seen you since we last recorded. That episode goes out soon, whether tomorrow or the week after. I don't know yet, but so much has happened. Yeah. I also saw Superman. That's one thing I also happened. I really liked it. Did you like it?
Yeah, I loved it. It was such a beautiful, hopeful, I'm a person who has always enjoyed Superman, but understand that he is a really tough superhero to make a good movie. And I think they nailed what makes Superman interesting is not that he's in danger, but that everyone else around him is in danger, and he can't. How do you balance that? Yeah. How do you be in multiple places at once when you're only one person? It was great. I loved it. It was very sweet and cool, and I really enjoyed it, and I really enjoyed the vibe. And man, that Mr. Terrific scene is just in my head.
Best scene
constantly.
The best scene in the movie.
Good. Absolutely. Yeah.
A lot of great scenes.
Yeah.
A lot of great scenes. But
a lot of great scenes.
I forget what the music was too, but it went so perfectly with whatever that scene, with the scene and him. Like, he made those T-sphere things look so cool. Like doing his little,
absolutely. Mm-hmm.
You know,
his hand signals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So cool. Yeah.
So
good movie. I want to see it again. Actually, I don't think I really connected with the superhero movie in so long.
Yeah.
And so it felt good to watch that and be like, oh my god, this is the first time I really have connected with the Superman movie too. I like Christopher Reeves. It was just so before me that it couldn't connect with it in a way. I could appreciate it, but not like love it. Yeah. Whereas this feels like they got Superman. James Gunn figured it out.
Yeah. It was great.
Which makes me so excited for Batman. And even excited for Supergirl, truly.
Yeah.
So,
we'll
absolutely. See. But yeah, I am in a new home. A lot has happened. Moving, horrible. Hate it. I literally hate it.
Yeah.
I drove a U-Haul, 15-foot U-Haul for the first time. I don't think I've ever felt like such an adult. I'm 34 years old. Yeah. All right? I've achieved a lot in my life, kind of. Not comparatively, but in my life, I've achieved more than I thought. Driving a U-Haul. I felt empowered, terrified. Mm-hmm. Those two don't go together very well. They're a little conflicting. But no one got hurt on the highway, myself or anyone on the highway itself. You know, packing was abysmal. You helped us. Thank you so much. You and your amazing wife helped us move, which is super kind of you guys. We appreciate it a lot.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have, we moved in. We've been painting. The space is great. We did move in with no hot water. That sucked. Figured that out. Don't know how. And I've mowed my lawn twice now with a riding lawnmower, which I've never used before. So it's kind of like a city slicker, kind of like, I by no means am a city slicker. I'm really just kind of like a country bumpkin who just didn't know how to country bumpkin very well, who went into like a bigger space to learn how to country bumpkin. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Right, absolutely. Yeah.
So we're getting there. I have paint in different places. I don't want to tell you, but just know that it's from effort of painting rooms. That is just. I'm excited. This room will be painted soon. Now that Storygoers, you can see us now. So just imagine what this room will look like. I'll show you the paint color. It's right here. I'm sure everyone is very curious. It is. Yeah. That's not true. It is sharp evergreen. So picture what you think that looks like. I'll give you all a second.
Nice.
Can you imagine if I tip this over to show you the little dot of paint on top to show you that, and it just spills all over? How horrible that would be. That'd be
what a tragedy that would be.
Now. Yeah. I have to commit. I'm going to hold this like it's like a baby. So here's the color.
Okay. Oh, very nice.
Like dark green. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I went with a dark blue. You went with a dark green. What a nice little combo.
Your room actually looks like we have a small room downstairs. This is upstairs. That we've made like the library, so we put all of our books. Your blue looks just like our blue is Kensington blue. Or Kensington?
Okay.
Kensington? Something like that. So that's yours too. We're very similar taste. Beautiful room, by the way. Your lines, your trimming, amazing. Mine, garbage. I couldn't care less.
Yeah.
Couldn't care less. I hate trimming.
Yeah.
I was like, we'll fix it in post. Post will never come. It's just gonna be. It's gonna be what it is.
It's just gonna be what it's gonna be. Yeah, it's a house. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Just do little bits at a time, and you'll get there eventually.
I might have to put papers in next weekend. We'll see how that goes.
Oh, that's so fun.
It's exciting.
I wish. If we live closer, man, I just want to do projects.
Come here.
But I don't want to do my own projects because then I have to do a bunch of prep. But I'd come help do your projects.
We have my wife is gone next weekend. It's just me. If you gotta have a reason, you come down here. We'll paver. We'll have a party.
Do some paving. Yeah.
Paver party. Storygoers, you're invited. Right. Like one person.
Yeah. Right.
But no, it's going well. It takes an adjustment. I don't feel like I fit in the area, but I like the house. Yeah. So it's like a little bit of a give and take. I think it's just like kind of like a reset. It's close to where I grew up, so like it's close to where we grew up. But I haven't gone there, which is great. I haven't had a reason to go there really.
You're far enough away that like you would only really go there if you needed to,
Exactly.
Yeah.
So there's so much more. We're trying to find things to do here, and it's been really great. I went to a town that you know very well. I just told you about a little bit ago.
I love.
Yeah, love it. It's great. It's just so it feels very Portland. So it's just nice to kind of feel that connection a little bit again in a way.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall great. Don't move unless you have to. Honestly, I hate moving so much. It just, especially 3 floors. You are a great friend. That was a pain in the butt. It was 3 times harder than it needed to be, but we really appreciate it a lot. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Well, Ryan, happy to help. They're not here to listen to us talk for 10 minutes about our lives.
No.
They're here to talk about narratives from games. But before we get into that, how are you?
Yeah.
Generally, and what games have you been playing?
Generally, I'm doing pretty good. I'm coming off of, today's my last day of a 10-day vacation. Most of it was spent in Texas. But I've had 3 days now to recover and recharge, and I spent most of that, picking up a little bit, powering through an audiobook. I'm not sure if you're picking up the fire engine around me, but who knows? I spent most of the time just hanging out and recharging and preparing and playing some games and listening to audiobooks. So I'm doing pretty good. Well, I go back to work tomorrow, and that's going to be a little wild. But that's okay. It's still summer, and summer's still pretty chill, so we'll power through. And I haven't been playing much because I was in Texas. I did bring my Steam Deck, but there wasn't really ever a time that it felt like I wanted to sit down and play it.
Yeah.
And on the airplane, I just had to close my eyes and hold on to the seat for both takeoff and landing, and then in between was me calming down to preparing for the next part. So there wasn't really much time.
That's fair.
But,
that's fair.
So really the only thing I've been playing is I've been continuing to play Stardew Valley with my wife. We started when we first moved into this house and have been continuing it as a modded version, which is very fun with lots of cool new stuff. And then Death Stranding. I've been playing a bunch of Death Stranding. I'm probably approaching, I would guess, I don't know, I would guess I'm probably approaching 80 hours at this point, and there's lots of game left to do, lots of stuff left to do. But it's perfectly scratching this. I've been looking for a really long time for this infrastructure game where the whole game is you're just making it easier to get to other places, and that's all Death Stranding is. You're building roads or you're building zip lines and making deliveries. For anybody who's interested in playing, I would say power through to get to chapter 3 where you unlock zip lines, and then go back and goof around a little bit. Because the tools you get later in the game make everything so much easier that it's silly to try and do things the hard way. And I've been kind of skipping a lot of I've watched some cutscenes, but I've been skipping a lot of the mini cutscenes. I'll get the gist of what's going on, but I haven't been watching all of them, and I haven't been reading the emails or the conversations, which apparently has a bunch of lore stuff. But the game is fun. The story I have not really connected or care with, other than it's hard not to connect when you're carrying a baby around to kind of start to care about the baby a little bit. So I kind of care about the baby a little bit. But I think I feel in the next game when it's a toddler, I'll care a little bit more. But we'll see. We'll see. It's weird. It's a weird thing.
Yeah, I don't know what
you
to
got
say.
A little baby who just starts crying, and it comes out of your controller, which is really nice. This baby starts crying, and you can pick up your controller and rock it, and it rocks the baby. It's weird. There's some weird stuff going on in Death Stranding. But the game itself is very fun and satisfying. At least for me, that the act of delivering stuff and moving stuff from one point to another and making paths. And if I build something, it shows up in other people's worlds randomly. So I'll build a zip line and other people can use my zip line system. So in alternatively, I can use their stuff, that's really cool. That's it feels good to man, this trip's really hard. Oh, somebody's built a bridge here. That's going to make my travel so much easier. That's really cool. Yeah, the game is fun. The story and lore I have not connected with it at all. And to be fair, I haven't given it a fair shot. But it's because it's weird and silly and not quite my thing. I haven't played any of the Metal Gears. Kojima is just not my jam, but the gameplay has been really fun.
Yeah, I mean, I've had the same experience with Metal Gear Solid 5, where I have no idea what is going on. The gameplay was so fun though that it kept me in. But anything that was going on, I was this is just the support character Quiet, who just wore. Not much.
Not much,
This very silly explanation that she breathed through her skin. And I was oh, perfect. Yeah, of course, she's the one that breathed through her skin.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kojima, that makes a lot of sense. It's just, I almost feel Kojima does this thing where he's okay, let's make this fun game where we do this fun thing, and this is how the mechanic works. It's great. All right, so that's done. How do we make this story just insane? You know what I mean? How do we make this really hard to take seriously? And it's just I just don't understand it. I don't understand.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think he's a great director. I don't know. He'll never see this. I don't know. Gabe and I will talk. I feel confident of that one day.
Right.
He's on his super yacht. Maybe one day we'll connect. But Kojima, I just don't see the grandioseness that I think some people might see in what he does. I can't do it though, so I'm not going to say I'm better by any means. But like, I don't know. I just think it's craziness sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. It's super there's like, it's like, I think there's like a symbolism that is trying to be told, or like there's something that's trying to be told, and it's like, oh, I'm going to tell it in this real weird way that only my brain would think of, and people will connect with that, but I just don't connect with that. Like it's hard for me to suspend my disbelief and like lean in when the stuff is just so weird and out there that it really doesn't like make sense or is interesting, or like it is hard for me to connect with a story if I can't suspend my disbelief and like lean in and really believe in it. In a way. I mean, I do think with Death Stranding you have the benefit of Norman Reedus' character also doesn't really care about anybody else. So like he also doesn't care about any other people's stories. He's like, yeah, whatever, let me go and give me my baby and let me go deliver a package, which is nice. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. I installed it and uninstalled it probably twice before I actually tried it, because it's like, oh man, I really want to try this. No, I don't. I really don't. So, but I'm happy I did, because I'm really enjoying it. I've heard the next game maybe edit itself even more. Like there's even less nonsense, and they made like the gameplay better, where the first, I'd say 6 hours are pretty rough, and they've condensed that to be, you do like one of the hardest things to do in the game within the first 3 hours, and then you really don't ever do it again, and it really doesn't make any sense. So yeah, it's a time. It's a time.
Are you playing on Steam Deck by chance?
No, I'm playing on PlayStation.
Okay.
The director's cut is free on PlayStation Plus, so I didn't have to pay anything for it.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm playing it there, because I would not have paid for it. I mean, now I would. Like now I will probably buy Death Stranding 2 when I finish this, because I enjoy it's so satisfying, the gameplay experience. But I wouldn't have paid for this without not knowing what it was, because it's just like it's so hard to know. Like, the only thing I've seen going into it is, like, a walking simulator, kind of, and you're, like, kind of walking from place to place. And you do that, again, especially in the first 3 or 4 hours. But now I barely ever walk anywhere. I'm driving my cool cars and my cool bikes everywhere.
Interesting.
Or I'm going from zip line to zip line across mountains in a really, like, I barely walk anymore. And I find that, like, that feels good, that I had to do the miserable thing, and now I get to do the cool thing. And the only time I really walk is, like, the other day I was driving my bike from one place to another, and I drove into a river, and my bike and all of my, cargo went flying down the river. And I had to, like, run and try and, like, throwing stuff on my back and, like, falling over, and my bike was ruined. So I had to, like, hike to a nearby town to build a new bike. And then I had to, so, like, those moments are, like, really cool and interesting, where it's like, I have mastered this world, and you make a mistake, and, like, it all falls apart, and you have to, like, lean on the stuff that you learned early game. But it's also like there's like real spooky ghosts that are around that will just get you, and you have to, like, that took me a really long time to learn and feel comfortable with, but once you do, it makes it a lot easier. But you can just see them in the second game. Right now they're invisible, so you can't see where the spooky ghosts are. And in the second game, they just show you where they are, because it's not fun to run away from something you can't see.
Yeah, that's fair.
That can just jump out and get you. So
yeah,
all that to say, I've been playing lots of Death Stranding. It's weird and interesting, but I'm having a lot of fun.
I was going to make this joke when you were talking about this earlier off camera. You were telling me about the characters, the Deathman character and the Heartman character. And my brain was like, oh, there should be a Fartman character. And he farts every 3 minutes. It goes to whatever this beach thing is. I don't even know what this is.
Yeah.
Somehow Norman has to smell it. I don't know. It'd be really fun. Or Sam.
It would not surprise me if there isn't a Fartman character. Eric, I ran into a character called the Cosplayer. Oh. It's just Conan O'Brien with an otter hat on.
Dude, you're joking.
And it gives you the otter hat. And I'm fully not joking at all. No. It is fully Conan O'Brien, who did mocap for this seemingly, and he has a little otter hat on.
No.
It's absolutely insane.
Kojima just isn't messing with anyone. I think he's just messing with all of us.
Which, like, if that's the case, great. Like, lean into that. Yeah. Lean into the silliness. Like, I don't want to take this world seriously, because seemingly you sometimes are, but sometimes you're taking it far too seriously. Like, running into Conan O'Brien randomly, and he takes off an otter hat and gives it to me, and I'm now wearing this otter hat. I love that. That's so great. Anytime it starts raining, the otter hat automatically goes up. If I'm in a cutscene and it's raining, I have my little otter hat on. It's great. Absolutely great. You can get like cool sunglasses and all kinds of like really silly, dumb stuff. Like that I'm here for. Like more of that. I don't want it. It's just, it takes itself too seriously sometimes, but it's fine.
Well, I don't know if you sold me yet, but I did download it on my Steam Deck and to see.
Okay.
Everyone is loving 2. Everyone does love Death Stranding 2 seemingly right now.
Yeah.
It's getting great reviews.
Yep.
I don't know. Story of the year? I don't know about that. It doesn't seem like maybe that's in the cards.
It has to do a lot. It has to like fully rewrite it. I mean, I haven't completed the first one. I don't know how close I am. Actually, I think I'm at chapter 8 of 16 or something. But the chapters are like, sometimes the chapters are a half hour long, sometimes the chapters are 4 hour long, so it's just impossible to know. There's no world in which I see this story meaning anything or being any. And again, maybe if I would have invested in it and like spent the time, maybe. But man, I there's something that he's trying to say, and I kind of understand what he's trying to say, but I don't connect with it in a way that feels meaningful. Like I think it's like, connections are important and good. It's good to connect with people. We should connect with people, but sometimes it's bad. And that, like, sure, that's
ghosts.
fine. Spooky ghosts. These ghosts.
Be careful, beaches.
Sometime, Eric, we will just talk about the lore, and it's just nonsense.
I don't know if I want to.
Okay,
we're friends, and I'll do things for you, but that might be too much.
That's not too much. Yeah, that's fair. That's totally reasonable.
No, we probably should. That probably should come up someday where we talk about the lore of Death Stranding and
so
the story
dumb.
of it.
It's so dumb. Yeah.
Teach their own, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds like a lot, Ryan.
That is a lot.
Yeah. I would love to give you my rundown of games.
Yes, please.
Okay, yeah.
You have a beautiful list here.
Beautiful list. Before I do that, just say like I'm doing well, as we talked about before. I decided life's too short. Mm-hmm. Anything can happen any day. And Ryan, I have a particular game I have to say it technically. Right now, there's a particular game I want to win Game of the Year.
Okay, yeah.
And if the time comes, Ryan, where this is being really successful and we learn how to do streaming things and how cool that would be.
Yeah.
I would love to dress up as a character from this game I want to win Game of the Year. Because I think it'd be a lot of fun to do it. Even if it's just the neck up. So fun.
Sure.
I decided I'm going to grow my hair out. I want to try to look like Verso from
Hell yeah.
Because I want to win so bad. Right now, we'll see if it changes. But I would love to just as Verso for the Game Awards just to see how that would go.
Absolutely.
If you want to be Minoko, that'd be sick. No, not pushing it. Not pushing it. No pushing.
I'm down.
So if you want them to win too, if you don't, that's okay too. No pressure.
I do, yes. I have not. I mean, we'll get more into it, but yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. So here's my list. I will try not to take too long. I've played many a game. I don't know how, because I moved and I've been so busy. I don't know how I played all these games. I haven't played them I haven't played a bunch of them. Like I haven't played a lot of each one. I can't talk. But here we go. Another Crab's Treasure, recommended by a client to me at work. It's a Souls-like. Have you ever played it?
Yeah. No, I have not played it.
I like it a lot. It has a lot of good things going for it. It has a great story and message behind it. I almost don't want to talk about it too much, because I would love to cover it on Tales one day. The story is really surprisingly compelling. The gameplay is great. I would definitely recommend anyone that's looking for another Souls-like. It's a little different with the parry system that I had a hard time with. I didn't really get it until the very end of the game. It didn't really click for me until the end. I would highly recommend anyone play it on anything besides the Switch. Don't play it on the Switch. It crashed on me like 6 times. It doesn't look as pretty as it does on the PS4 or 5, whatever it is that came out on it. Or whatever it is. I would play anything but a Switch. But besides that, playing it on the Switch, I had a really good time with it. I really like the story a lot. It's not very long. I think it probably took me like 12 hours, if that, something like that. 10 hours maybe.
Oh, that's a beautiful length.
Yeah, it was great. And I really liked it a lot. And I'm very excited to see what Aggro Crab, the developers, do next. If they want to do a sequel to it or not. We'll see. Also playing Outer Wilds. It's a game that I'm struggling with. Not because it's bad by any means. I think it's really fun. I just suck so bad at it.
The controllers, are you playing with controller or with PC on PC?
I'm doing Steam Deck.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I think that is a game. You're just constantly fighting the controls. Unfortunately, it does get easier as you kind of learn it, but I fully bounced off it the first time because the controls were I was like making no progress because I was just crashing all the time.
Yeah.
And when I went back and tried it again and like had some more, I knew what like it was like. A game of the year for a lot of folks the year it came out. So it's like, okay, I'm just going to power through. And once I got there, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. I think I'm waiting. I've had plenty of moments where I'm like flying and I think I'm like slowing myself, but really I am speeding myself to the ground. And it's not until I'm about to hit, they go, oh no. And then I like, crash. I'm getting better with it. And I think I am learning something. I just do really, I'm learning through this game. I'm just doing bad when the narrative component is all through text. I struggle to have the patience. I'm trying really hard to have the patience to really articulate what I'm reading and put the pieces together in my mind, but it's really hard for me to do that when it's not like a cutscene of two people talking to each other. It's just a very different vibe for me, but I'm really trying to get it. I'll look at the computer in the back of the ship too, and like, okay, I'll do that. And then I go, I don't know how to find this thing. So then I think I find it, and I leave, and I look at the computer, and it's like, you didn't find this thing, and I'm like, oh no, I didn't find the thing I wanted to find, and then everything happens. I don't know, without spoiling too much. It's like a 7-year-old game, whatever. I am playing Hades 2 because it had its update recently. Fantastic. I don't think I'm going to touch it. I did 2 runs of the new update. I think I'm just going to not touch it until the full release comes out this year sometime. Not sure when, but I think I'm just going to save my efforts and wait till it comes out. I think it comes out Switch 2 first. Isn't it like a...
I think so. I think that might be the case. Or it's launching same day, but it might be.
Yeah, I almost feel like it's an exclusive. I would hope it would come out on Steam also, because it's been such a...
Yeah. It will. I don't know the timing. We'd have to look at what they said at the Direct.
I played some Ember and Blade, the demo. I don't know if you've heard of this at all. I think you would like this.
I haven't.
I think of Hades and Vampire... what's the game you played that you like? The
Vampire Survivors?
Thank you. Vampire Survivors. Hades, Vampire Survivors mixed together. You are like this demon hunter. It's very Hades looking inspired, while just hordes of demons are coming after you.
Very cool.
The demo just came out. I played on Steam Deck. Plays really well. It's a little janky. This is the demo. I like the gameplay a lot. I've tried several runs. I cannot beat it. I'm just bad, I guess. I don't know. Maybe
there's probably some like... That's one of the things a lot of those Vampire Survivor type games that really struggle is it's kind of not fun for the first 3 or 4 hours until you get like meta currency to get yourself stronger. A lot of games struggle to make that balance.
There's nothing there yet that makes you stronger. Like you just got to keep trying to figure out what to do better in terms of getting abilities. It's very Hades inspired with getting abilities from different like gods or angels or whatever it is in the game.
Got it.
The only bad thing about the game, I would say, if the developers somehow are listening to this, the only thing I just was not connecting to that was taking me out of the game is that you are this demon hunter who has accepted this task of finding this archangel. And you wear this pendant that keeps you alive. Like when you die, you come back to life, whatever. So it sounds all fine. The pendant, though, is alive, which is fine. But the pendant also is this kind of cat creature, and they do this, like the anime trope thing where the talking cat says meow at the end of every sentence. And man, it just bothers the crap out of me. I just cannot. And it's like, I think you should go this way. Meow. And it's like, we don't need that. Like, I don't need you to say meow. Like, you don't need to do that. I know
you're a cat.
The meow is to communicate with me. You're already doing that. You're accomplishing the goal by just talking normally to me. Why are we meowing with it? You know what I mean? And it's just more cringy than it is like funny or cute or I don't know. It just takes me out of it immediately. Please don't talk to me. Like, I want him to take his pendant and just chuck it across the way and just accept death. I just can't. I just can't do it. It's the only thing I don't like about the game so far. So the voice acting is a little janky too. It's a little... I'm wondering because it's the demo, if it's very early with the voice takes and maybe they're just using very like early voice recordings. Maybe not. And I don't mean to be rude. It's just not... When you look at Hades and the way that the characters talk to each other and how quality that is comparatively, it's just not hitting the same way. Where I think that they're pulling so much from Hades, that's what my brain is kind of expecting from that. It's not the same. But the gameplay is great. I really like the gameplay a lot. I'm very hopeful for it. It supposedly is coming out this year, we'll see how that goes. I'm not sure if that's gonna. You never know anymore, right? So
yeah.
Wow, we're 30 minutes in. We'll get there. I promise. It's Peak.
We'll get there.
You, me,
Peak.
our good friend Dave, we've been playing Peak.
Yeah.
Only one of us made it to the top, though.
That's true. Only one of us. Only one of us.
Only one.
Here's the truth.
But we'll all get there soon. We'll all get there.
Yeah.
Soon. I don't think it should have counted. I should not have made it to the top. There's no. I don't count that.
No,
as
you earned that.
No,
you for sure did.
At
yeah.
the expense of
don't take
yours and Dave's deaths. There's no.
I don't think either of you can be blamed for my death. And also, same with our friend Dave. There was two paths. He went one path. You guys learned something, and then you went the other path.
It could have been easily switched. I think if I had just taken the dive, which I was more than happy to do, because I did not want to be the last one to live again. That's happened too many times where I've always failed in that regard. But I think there is a certain element, though. I was thinking about it after we had last played, where we had essentially won on the easy mode because the game is so hard. I don't know how you beat that game on normal mode or anything. I was thinking about it afterwards, though, and when you fell that time in the last area, not to give away spoilers, there is times, at least I felt, I'm not sure how you feel, where my stomach kind of drops. It does feel like you are dying, in a sense, at first. Yeah. For a moment, as silly as it looks, it's very cartoonish. There is a moment, though, where I do feel like you are about to die. Like, I do see you fall, and my stomach drops a little bit, because you're so in it.
Yeah. There's like really good tension. Yeah, that you're like so invested. I think because of the amount of time it takes to get there, you're so invested that it is such a loss when something bad happens, or when because it's so fast can everything just flip. I think Dave and I played one more time since we played as a group, and we got to the snowy area, and it was going great. We had tons of gear, we had tons of stuff, and like one of us just like climbed when we shouldn't have climbed, or went like a little too high, fell down and died, lost all their stuff. The other person was by themselves, and then it just so quickly fell apart. It's intense.
I do think that, it is so intense. It really is like a real element to how it feels sometimes. Like just seeing your friend die, and like as I went downstairs, and my wife's like, "You are so loud when you play that game. Like I hear you scream no so often." I'm like, I know, I just can't help it. Like I literally I'm screaming for my friend as they die in the game. You know what I mean? Like it's intense. It's
absolutely.
And to not hear your voice anymore, because the audio in that game is so fantastic. Where they do the distance thing, it's so great. That when you fall, your voice is like, just disappearing as you're dropping, and it's just sad. It's just very, and then you look to your other friend, you're like, "Do you think they made it?" And they're like, "Of course not. No, you're just being too hopeful. Stop it." Like, that's me always asking. You think Brian made it? It's like, no.
Yeah, is he okay? Yeah.
Should I go down and get him? No, you can't get him. I'm like, oh. I do think a good strategy, now that I'm thinking about it, is that making sure when we have the little checkpoints, make sure each person has enough things to, if they're by themselves, be able to get up that mountain.
Yeah, absolutely.
Rather than one person have all the snacks and then die. Which is what we keep doing. I don't know why we do that. Yeah. So Peak's great. I did play a little bit of Repo with a client from work. Play therapy through Steam games, fantastic. Can't recommend it enough. We played some Peak, played some Repo, great. But I played some Repo. I don't understand. I can understand it. I don't know how to be good at it, though. It's one of those games where I just don't. It's very like Lethal Company makes sense to me. You're that just makes a lot of sense. Repo's very strange. I don't get it. It is very fun to watch the person you're looking at talk with the robot head beside. It's very funny. But it's such a weird, kind of scary game that I just I like it, but it's not. I like Lethal Company a little bit more, I would say. And then I did the thing, Ryan. I hope you still like me. I hope everyone still likes me.
You did it.
I was weak one day. You know when you have all these emotions. You're financially stable, where you feel like, well, maybe you're not. I mean, I don't know if I could say I am, but I just bit the bullet.
You feel financially stable.
I felt it, yeah. My Discover card said, "Go for it," and I said, "Yeah, I will." I did buy a Switch too. I decided I was going to go for it. I haven't bought anything like that in a while. I was like, I'm just going to do it. So I did get Mario Kart World. I am enjoying it quite a lot. It is a great game. I think it's a lot of fun. If you like Mario Kart, I think you're gonna love this game. I mean, the free roam, I don't touch that. I don't really care about that. But the driving in it just feels so good. And the continuous course, knockout mode, I think is called, is a lot of fun. And it does add a stakes to it that if you're not in a position where you need to be, you will lose. And it's very, you will get knocked out early, and you don't want that. Like, it just feels very like compelling to get better, to keep up with everybody else. So I'm liking that a lot. So The only negative of that game I feel like is that there's not a lot of costumes besides like the core cast of Mario. Like Donkey Kong, who's typically my main in Mario Kart, only has one costume, which I was a little disappointed. And also all the animal characters have no costumes. They just get a speed boost from the costume thing you can get. So I do feel like that's a huge letdown. Like, why have these characters in the game if they're not going to have equal stuff as everybody else? When you could have really cool characters like Kirby or Link or Splatoon or whatever it is, like they did in the last game. But I don't know. I think they're trying something different. It is what it is. So
yeah, and they can always release it later. They can always release it later.
Yeah. I kind of hope they do. I hope they do.
I'm sure they will.
There's so many little characters from Mario that's in like Cow and there's so many I can't name them because I have no idea what their names are off the top of my head. But there's so many of these random characters that don't get the love that obviously Mario will get and Luigi and Peach and all that. I think that they could have really cool costumes that make them engaging that you would want to play as them. But Nintendo just, I don't know whether they chose not to do it or they didn't have the time to do it. But hopefully they add more later. I think that'd be really cool.
I'm sure they will. Yeah.
And then last but not least, I played an hour so far because I've just been busy, but I've been playing an hour of Donkey Kong Bonanza.
I've heard it's really good.
It's really fun. I'll start. Let me start with the positives. No negatives yet. I'll start the positives where it's like, it's really fun. I'm already kind of engaged with the minimal story that there is. The Odd Rock character, who we all know based on the trailer. That's, if you haven't seen it, just go watch that. I won't spoil it. But I've only seen Odd Rock, and I love Odd Rock. I wish Odd Rock stays Odd Rock the whole game. I'm a little sad you don't get to just keep Odd Rock and dress up Odd Rock the whole game. I'm actually a little bummed about that. That's a little sad to me. But the game is so much fun. It's just easy to drop in this world. The only I wouldn't say it's a negative, it's a me thing, is that I feel like it's bringing a little bit of OCD out of me where I need to break everything in this room. If I leave anything behind, I'm a little upset about it, if that makes sense. I want to keep going, but it's absolutely. Well, I didn't get that rock chunk up on that wall that could have one gold little piece in it, but I need to break it. And it's a little bad. I mean, it's a little not positive for my, I don't have OCD, but man, if I did, this game would bring it out in the worst way. But I've gotten to the real first level so far, and it's beautiful. The game is gorgeous. It is running great. I haven't had any problems yet. The only problem is I need to figure out the buttons better, but besides that, that's a me problem, right? So overall, very, very good. I'm very excited to see where this game goes. I'm hoping that my hair's crazy, not to be kind of on it because we're recording ourselves. Whatever. It's so hot. It's so hot. This heat wave is crazy. But it's so early on. But I'm excited to see how Nintendo takes this story, and I feel like this could be a game that actually has, though minimal, a good compelling story that makes you care about these characters and care about what's going on in a way that we haven't seen since probably Tears of the Kingdom from a Nintendo property. So I'm really excited to see where this goes. And as we know now, the Odyssey team is the ones that are making this game. So I'm hopeful that we can see what's going to happen with this. And I love Donkey Kong. I truly love Donkey Kong a lot. He's a really cool character. So I'm happy he's getting his just dues. I'm excited to get different fur colors, to be honest with you. Everyone's very down on the fur colors. They want to just keep Donkey Kong his original color. Boring. We need to we need to embrace change. We need to get out of our comfort zones. Put out some pants on him, change his tie, change the hair color, have some fun. There's no one's going to arrest you. You got this. You know what I mean? So Anyway, that's my rant. Wow. We're 39 minutes into this already, and we are
a lot to say.
Yeah, a lot going on. But Storygoers, we hope that you're doing well. We hope you enjoyed our last episode of, it should be Claire Obscure, Expedition 33. If not, maybe it was a campfire story, depending on what time that went out. But hope you enjoyed our last couple episodes. I did redo the Yoshi story. I rewrote it. Not rewrote it. I re-recorded it. I will say, we did the Yoshi story, bedtime story, in 2021. Wow. I re-recorded it because I couldn't find the original audio to fix it because our background music was too loud back when I didn't know what the heck I was doing. Man, the writing was horrible. It was bad. I was reading it. I hadn't even looked at it. I was reading it and I stopped. I was like, what? I was like, that doesn't sound what? I don't even know what I'm saying. I had to go and rewrite sections of it because it just did not sound good. So hopefully it's better now, but I am paranoid that the old stuff is not. So I have to go back and re-record everything. I feel like it's not.
It's just an artifact of skill developing over time, you know?
I know, but it's not. It was bad, Ryan. It was bad. There's some running sentences I stopped and I was like, what were you doing? Like, best intentions. I won't knock Eric from 2021, but also, come on.
He was going through stuff.
He was going through some things. He was trying his best. I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, hopefully everyone's doing well. You can send us your thoughts, feelings, and perspectives to talesfromthecartridge@gmail.com. All of the E's are threes. You can also find us on our social media. Sorry, I'm actually pulling up our comments because I keep forgetting about all those all the time. We will hopefully find some of those. Let me see here really fast. Have to cut this out maybe. Sorry. I always forget about this. We have several comments. We've got a lot of poll results, which is great, but more so the comments. We have a super supportive storygoer who is super sheepy, or super shepherd, I should say. Super sheepy. Super shepherd. They changed their name. We have a super supportive storygoer named Super Shepherd who has been commenting on a lot of our posts, and some of the best ones are, I laughed a lot at this one, and it was this. For our, oh wait, where'd it go? Sorry, this is bad. I have to cut this all out. Let's just cut this out. I'll do it better next time. I'll just cut this whole part out and then just go from the Patreon part, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
You can support us on Patreon if you would so much so choose. Support your favorite podcast if that is us. If not, then that's okay too. There's one of you out there. If you want to rate us 5 stars, that's great. One of you rated us 4. That sucks. That was a blow. So don't know why we didn't get that 5th star. If it was for Yoshi's story, I'm sorry. I didn't know what I was doing back then. I still don't really know what I'm doing now. I feel like we're still
just been doing it longer.
Yeah. But yeah. So anyway. We're 42 minutes in. We should probably get into the topic of the episode today. But Ryan, do you want to jump into or explain kind of what the topic is today?
Absolutely. Okay, so oftentimes, eventually, at some point during the year, we'll talk about what our favorite game of the year so far was. And that's what this is. But we're going to really focus on, there's going to be 2 parts here. The first part, we're going to focus on the stories of the games we've played, talk about some highlights, talk about some lowlights, talk about the experiences we've really enjoyed in game stories this year. We're at a really weird place in the year because there's a lot to come out still. Yeah. And oftentimes in the fall is when a lot of really great stuff comes out. But we'll talk about what we got so far, and then, we'll check in January and see where we're landing. But this at least gives you an idea of what our thoughts are, and gives you guys an opportunity to share us your thoughts on the stories you've played so far, because we are only 2 folks and can only play so many things.
Yeah.
And as we were making this list, we had both talked about this. We've played a lot of stuff that didn't come out this year that we really enjoyed, but doesn't quite fit into because backlogs and old folks and jobs and things. It just makes it hard to play all the things we want to play. But we've got some great stuff here we're going to talk about for our, the story games we've enjoyed most so far this year.
Yeah. I think any narratives that we feel like are the best narratives so far, I think is like that big conversation to have. And then also, if we want to, we can just kind of give our overall game of the year too so far if we want to. I feel like mine's probably the same as the narrative one, probably. Yeah. But you never know. Sometimes we're talking to each other and you have amazing points, and I go, you know what? You think you're right. You're so smart. Smart, handsome guy. I mean, how can I fight that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ryan, you want to do us the honor of starting what your first narrative game of the year so far is?
Absolutely. So I have, I think, 5 games here, and I think I'm gonna hold off on the next one, the next one, because I think we're gonna talk on that as a group. But I'll first talk about a game that I haven't finished yet, but I kind of know where it ends because I've seen somebody finish it. And I want to talk about some highs and lows. So the first game I want to talk about is Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Oh, we should say really fast before you do that. We're probably keeping no spoilers, right?
No spoilers. Absolutely
okay.
no spoilers.
So making sure.
Yep.
Just make sure we're all on the same page.
Because we want to make sure people can enjoy these experiences, especially because they came out this year.
Yes.
So Assassin's Creed Shadows is the big Ubisoft Assassin's Creed biannual, triannual, whatever every couple of years game that comes out. And the last game that came out was Valhalla. And so these games have been coming out for a very long time. And Assassin's Creed Shadows started really, really strong. It had this really engaging narrative. It had this like moment at the start of the game where I even got like a little bit emotional, which I don't think has happened since like AC2.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Where like you really connected with the character and what their struggle was and what was going on. And it really felt like this really beautiful like opening of an experience. And then there was like one other moment a little bit later that I really connected with. It was like, oh, this is so cool. And then it just kind of, those moments fully stopped. Once the world like opened up to me a little bit more and you can kind of choose where you went, which is like always the challenge, right? Once you can choose where you go and you have the freedom to go anywhere you want, it's really hard to make interconnecting stories that are impactful and meaningful. Or at least it seems to be for the Assassin's Creed team. Because after those, like, for that first act that I felt really connected and excited about the story and where things were going, once the world, like, opened up a lot, I felt much less connected. I didn't really understand why. I mean, I knew why, but I didn't care as much. And so I think, like, it started really, really strong and had this moment that's probably one of my favorite moments in the franchise. But, it didn't continue. And I don't think any of those moments were really because of the property it was tied to. It was like this specific story. Mm-hmm. One of the things I really enjoy about Assassin's Creed is this overarching story across all of the games. And it wasn't a moment connected to that. It was a moment that was fully isolated to this experience, which I still enjoyed, but I'm still missing some of those moments from the early Assassin's Creed days. Probably partially because of nostalgia, partially because I think the narratives were written in a more structured way. Yeah. But yeah, so that's my first one. It had a really strong beginning that I was like fully locked in. Then as the game went on, I was less excited. But I think it's worthwhile still celebrating that start of that game.
Do you feel like the character development? Because I think the two main characters of Shadow, which I haven't played yet, I bought and I've not started yet for some reason, but the two characters that you play as seem really compelling and cool. Do you feel like there was good character development from what you played so far, or was it kind of more just like it stops at that point and then?
No, I think the highlight of the entire narrative is those two characters, their separate experiences and their shared experience. That is the heart of the whole game. It's everything outside of that I didn't necessarily connect with. And the other characters you meet in the world I didn't necessarily connect with. And I played on the narrative mode, what is it called? There's like a mode where in previous Assassin's Creed games, you'd come to a moment where you have to make a choice. Yeah. You have to choose like a dialogue option. And I went with the option where it made the choices for you. And that like felt really freeing and interesting to see like what the true story was. But there was also like a part where I lost a companion because of that. Yeah. And that felt really weird. It wasn't a companion I particularly liked at all. But if like this character, like, you're not supposed to like them and they die in the narrative, why is this character here? Wow. Why do we have to? Because if you choose the non-narrative, you can like really pursue an experience with this character in a fully. Yeah. So it just felt weird, and there was a bunch of moments like that where nothing felt as strong as that initial act one, and then the follow-up act where you got to really get to know the other character. Because how it's organized is you used to play as one character for a huge chunk of time, and you play as the other character for a chunk of time, and then you can kind of switch between whenever you want.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I feel like that was the thing that worried me was how. I think you're right. I feel like the writing of Assassin's Creed was so interesting early on. Even AC1, as minimal as it was, I did feel like I connected more to that story. I think because it was more simplistic, it was much easier for because you really just were going to kill individual targets. Whereas now it just feels like a lot sometimes to follow. I do feel like Shadow had that connection to like kind of Ghost of Yote or Ghost of Tsushima. I mean, where it felt very similar in that regard, and I didn't know if having two character protagonists would kind of take away from the significance of the story, or would kind of like overshadow the significance of the story. I'm happy to hear though that their dynamic is kind of what compels you to, or is the kind of the biggest part of the story.
Yeah, their individual stories, their individual journeys are both really interesting. It's kind of how they organized it, how it's like edited, or how you experience it. I would say maybe is kind of strange. But those two characters and their stories are really interesting, and then their interactions are like so great all throughout. Like they're just such a great not in a romantic way, at least in any part of the game. I mean, obviously you can make choices, but I don't think that's a choice. But but in this like platonic, like we both respect each other, and you have this skill set, I have this skill set. We have like a really great banter back and forth, and there's some really great moments between those. But the overall narrative, like once it sets up, like here's your story. It kind of I'm really curious to see where Yotai goes, because it seems like an almost identical overarching story. So I'm really curious to see how that goes, and how that all plays out.
I think Yotai will be the next big narrative coming out that I'm curious we'll see if that's going to overtake what I feel like is my personal narrative of the year so far. I feel like that's the biggest contender coming up. If I'm listening for getting something else, I think that's kind of the biggest one. But I think it's interesting how like I my brain still does this thing, and I don't know if it's because I'm a product of the '90s, where you see this female and male protagonist, and my brain instantly goes into this, oh, they're gonna end up together, and I love that we're getting away from that. I kind of hate that. I do hate that. I hate the idea that just because this male and female are protagonists in the same story that they will end up together, and that happens so often. I feel like in stories in the '90s, not so much video games, more just any kind of media. That I love we're getting away from that, and it's just could be two opposite gendered characters who have respect for each other, and doesn't have to be romantic feelings involved. I really like that. I'd like that that's happening. So hearing that makes me feel more hopeful for this narrative, and that I don't have to worry about that stupid, I don't want to say motif, but that stupid norm that we grew up with, if that makes sense. Because I think that is so valid in today's society, where you do not, just because you have friends of opposite genders or same genders, does not signify that you will end up together or have some kind of like romantic feelings. That is not the case. It just feels more real in that regard. So I like that a lot. That's cool.
Yeah. So that's my first one, Eric. I'd love to hear which one you want to tee up first.
I'll skip the one we have the same. We can save that for the end.
Okay.
Does that sound fair?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds great.
I'm going to jump into, even though I've only played, like I said, an hour of this, I'm going to start with Donkey Kong Bonanza. And I've only, like I said, had an hour in it. But I feel like that hour was kind of a good indication of where we're going to go with this story. And again, I think it's going to be that typical Nintendo narrative where, especially if it's not like a Zelda or a Metroid, it's going to be minimal. My hope is that it's so minimal that it's more character-focused, character-driven. And the dynamic between Donkey Kong and Pauline will be this kind of really cool friendship-based story that kind of compels you to want to root for these characters in this narrative. And so I think that, though I don't know if this will be narrative of the year, I'm not like saying that that's going to be the case. I do think it's going to be quite compelling if this continues to go the way I feel like it's going. The way it starts, and then this is no spoilers, the way it starts with Donkey Kong and Pauline to where I think it will continue to go, I think it's going to be fun to see how their dynamic changes together. And I think less is more sometimes. I think Nintendo does a great job with less is more. So I'm hopeful that Donkey Kong Bonanza will be that narrative that doesn't beat you over the head with things that aren't unnecessary to the story. I think it's going to be simple. Kingdom Hearts said it best, simple and clean. This is the way that makes me feel tonight. I don't know the rest of the words, but yeah. Good song. But yeah, Donkey Kong Bonanza is, I think, one of the ones to look out for. I don't think it'll be top narrative of the year, but I do think it'll be compelling enough to be surprisingly enjoyable.
Yeah.
So like a Pixar movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, maybe like a watered down Pixar movie.
Sure.
Okay.
A DreamWorks movie, maybe.
Oh, shots fired, Ryan. Ryan, what are you doing? You're hurting us right now.
I know.
The one DreamWorks employee that watches is like, oh, ow. What's up?
Yeah.
Ryan, what's next on your list?
I think I'm going to go with Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. It's a game that, I mean, when it was first announced, I don't know if we had this conversation on Tales or not, but it felt like, why do I need to play this game for? It just looks like I'm watching a movie.
Yeah.
I can watch Indiana Jones. Why do I need to watch a game where you just watch Indiana Jones? That being said, the gameplay is so different than what I was expecting, and the story feels so authentically Indiana Jones. Like, it captures the themes. It captures this like cast of characters you meet in one of these movies wherever you go to a new location, and each one of those locations, Indiana Jones has like a companion, and you have this like really great like back and forth, and they're this really cool, interesting character, and it just has like captured my like my heart in a way that like Indiana Jones movies have. But I do think playing the gameplay itself is fun enough, and I would say it's like probably like 80-20 cutscene gameplay in a way that I was not expecting at all. It does not go the way of like Uncharted. It is not in anywhere. It does not play at all like Uncharted, which I was really expecting, and I'm glad it doesn't, because it feels unique in how you experience it, and the story is really interesting and feels really like big and exciting and mysterious in a way that like Indiana Jones, is.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's gonna be the best story, or is the best story, but I do think it captures in this way so perfectly what it is to tell an Indiana Jones story, and the character, and Troy Baker does a phenomenal job with the voice acting. It's just a really charming and wonderful, and I was really surprised. I was expecting it to be like maybe not great, but it's really fun, and the story is really good, and I love. It feels like Indiana Jones. Like the writing feels like Indiana Jones. The it's just really great, and I've been really enjoying that experience in that world, and getting to play as Indiana Jones in a way that it truly feels like that. And the villain, it hits all of the tropes of Indiana Jones perfectly. It feels they've done their homework, and it feels like a really great experience. And it's a new story in a way that is really interesting, that I'm really enjoying.
Do you feel like it narratively holds up to the significance of what one of the movies would be, like in terms of the narrative of 1, 2, and 3? Let's focus on 1, 2, and 3. The narratives of 1, 2, and 3, and how good those were. Would you say this is comparable to those?
Yeah, I mean, I probably not 3. I think 3 is the strongest, like, because it is like 3 wraps up a bunch of really interesting emotional ideas and stories. It is much closer to 1 and 2, where it is much more bombastic and fast and loose. Mm-hmm. You're not really thinking much about the emotions of the characters in the way that you are of 3. I think the story, I mean, obviously there's these huge chunks of time where you're just like exploring this world that I really enjoy, that like pacing wise wouldn't make sense. But the story itself, yeah, I do think it holds up. It right there with, absolutely 2, probably pretty close to 1.
I love 2. 2's
great.
I think 2 is phenomenal. So like hearing that, I haven't played this yet. I've been kind of not against playing it, but I just feel like I wasn't sure how it would be. Obviously, like a lot of people felt that way. But hearing you and our good friend Dave talk about how great the game is, it does make me want to play it more. So I almost wish I played it though before all this Xbox stuff started happening. It makes me a little sad. So I don't want to support Xbox the best right now. But I think I will play it eventually. I love hearing that. It's a little. I think Fast and Loose feels a little better narratively for a game, especially maybe the first game, to kind of get you into the series. I think maybe too much would be too much, right? So yeah, it makes me hopeful that narratively this will be the start of something great, because I don't think we need more movies. I love the idea of these being games and being approachable to people who would love the movies. That this is their way of honoring what Harrison Ford has done for this character, and continuing it in a way that honors his legacy moving forward, despite his aging, without taking away and giving it to Chris Pratt.
Right, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Nothing. I mean, I know we all kind of hate Chris Pratt now. Maybe we don't all, but kind of.
Right.
Do. But we don't need him as Indy. There's a point in time I thought that was a great idea.
Yeah.
But I also wrote that horrible Yoshi Story script in 2021. So you just can't trust your past self. You know what I mean?
No, you can't
trust your past self.
Absolutely not. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that. But no, I do want to try that. I'm excited that you feel like that was a good narrative.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
These last 2 I have, I feel like are not going to also measure up as much as I want to yet. I think time will tell for both of them, because both of them are not fully out yet, though they technically should be. And I've already talked about them a little bit. If I can kind of just I'll jump into one of them first, and we'll get to that one later. So
sure.
Sure. The first one I jump into is Hades 2. Hades 2, I mean, Hades 1 is one of my favorite games of all time. It has to be, I think, at least top 5, maybe top 3. I think. Mm-hmm. What's great about the game itself, of course, gameplay-wise, is just gripping and it doesn't want to let you go. they do a great job of having the conversations between the characters hold emotional depth in a way that is gripping and interesting and makes you want to learn more. So you're like, okay, well, I have to go do this run to learn more about this dynamic between these two characters, or what is the ending here? Because for Hades 1, the ending kind of continues on and on and on a little bit till you learn more and more and more, which is a great way of kind of rewarding those runs where you learn and piece together a little bit more. It compels you narratively to continue your journey along with the great gameplay. And Hades 2 is very much the same. Hades 2 is great, and not only is it because it's so much more, there's so much more gameplay wise to that game, but also the dynamics of all these new characters that you know and are meeting for the first time. It's just doing more of the same thing as Hades 1 does, which is just fantastic. And you would think that Supergiant Games would, is it Supergiant, right? Or
yes, Supergiant. Supermassive makes, I always get them mixed up. Supermassive makes the Until Dawn. Supergiant makes Hades.
That's what I thought. Okay. Supergiant, you would think would maybe miss at some point. You know what I mean? Like narratively, like they can't keep doing this so well. Yeah. But they just continue to do it so well, and they take all these things. I mean, who doesn't love Greek mythology? I'm sure there's one person out there who really despises it, and whatever. More power to you. But like we all, I think, love Greek mythology because it is very interesting, and they just take these ideas and just make it so compelling, these new fun ways that it's just a great time. And I want to learn more. I'm actually stopping myself from playing. I think I'll wait till the full release comes out now because I've had as much as I would want, and I want to just have the whole game open to me where I can just jump in fully and just experience everything from the go, so I can keep building that narrative story if I'm not going to forget anything. But I mean, I wish, it's hard to let it go because I just want to keep playing it. I feel like even now there's little things that I'm hearing about Hades 1 and Hades 2 that is like kind of bridging the gap between characters in a way that is so fun and interesting. That like is again very lore building between characters who have never met each other and characters meet for the first time, or characters that have known each other for quite a while that you're not aware of. It's just so good. The narrative writing of that story, of this game, is just so good. No character's bad. Even the bad guys are compelling. You know what I mean? And it's just such an interesting game. It's so much fun. I can't recommend it enough. I could see Hades 2 coming out and just blowing me away narratively in a way that I don't know where it will end or how it will end. Hades 1 I kind of knew, and even then I don't think I really understood the length in which the ending would take me. And I can only imagine what Hades 2 will do with what they already are doing narratively within their beta. You know what I mean? It's crazy. This game is still in beta, and you get so much narratively out of it. So good. Supergiant Games. I feel like Hades 2 will just be, it'll just be like 1, 2, and 3. Hades is there somewhere, and then Hades 2 will just take the spot before that. You know what I mean? Like
just like Hades 1 did, right? It came. I mean, for you, I think less than maybe the rest of the world, but came out of nowhere and just like blew everyone's top of the list away because it was so wonderful.
Yeah, I don't regret, because I got it right when it came out in beta, the very first beta ever for Hades 1. I wanted to try because I was very compelled by it. And there's parts of me that I'm very happy that I did that, because every time an update came out, I was just more and more gripped by this game that I feel like no one else is talking about a little bit. And then once it fully came out, everyone was just like talking about how amazing this game was. And I thought everyone already knew it. You know what I mean? I thought everyone already knew how great this game was. So I kind of miss being a part of like discovering this along with everybody else at the same time. But I also am happy that I got to kind of experience it. It was almost like a story that you could not skip ahead to read more. You had to stop at a certain point and then just continue on, and which made it even more exciting when you're like, oh my god, a new update's out. Like I have to, and you see like Steam update the game. You're like, oh my god, I'm so excited. So good. That was me in real time. That's what I look like. I cover my head like it's sunny out. My god.
So exciting.
Ryan, you have 2 more besides our share.
I do. I have 2 more. So here's the thing about these other 2. One of them I haven't finished. One of them I don't know if it's possible to finish. So I don't know if I think I'm going to talk about them kind of together.
Okay, yeah.
I think. Does that work okay?
Yeah, I mean, who's gonna tell you can't?
It's true. It's true.
That's not part of this narrative right now.
That's right. So my other two I want to talk about is Wonderstop and Blueprints, for two very different reasons. I mean, I think Blueprints, the story grows and expands so much over time, and you have to do a lot of work to really get all of that story. But once you see the full scope of it, it's so much bigger and more interesting and weirder than kind of you could ever really imagine. This really simple game of like, you know, this isn't a spoiler because this is the premise of the game of like, you inherit this house if you make it to this mystery room, right? And that's the setup. And through the exploration of that house, you learn the story of your family and your grandfather and, you know, this world around you in this really interesting way that is all connected to these really complex and weird and, you know, intense puzzles that is like mixed in this like roguelike house builder game. That sometimes is like so frustrating because you hit a wall, but then that one next run, you get the exact room combination you need to like crack open this next layer in this really interesting and exciting way that I really enjoyed. I mean, I think in an ideal world, I would have had the patience to like create a notebook as I was doing it, but that's just not the person I am. But it was really fast and loose, but it was like a really interesting and fun experience to dive into and explore in a really cool way that I think, you know, it isn't telling this, it's telling, it's not like Elden Ring telling a story where like it's like really obscure and you have to, but you do still have to look for it, and the story it tells is about like family and you know, all this really cool themes that are like buried in there. That's really cool. And then Wonderstop is a game that I haven't finished. I've only probably played a little bit of, but the concept and the idea of it is so beautiful and interesting. I don't know if we've talked about it all, Eric, but it's so beautiful and interesting that I'm like, my brain will not let this game go, even though I haven't played it a ton, because the idea of it is so cool. It's a game about this person who's this like gladiator who's never lost a fight in their life, and they lose a fight, and all of a sudden after they lose that fight, they start losing a bunch of fights. And then the weapon that they wield all of a sudden is magically too heavy for them to carry. So they go into the woods to find their, you know, master, and they, you know, stumble upon a tea shop. And the whole game is about like learning to slow down. And it's this game that is like really interesting, and the concept is so cool and interesting and has this depth of like, you know, the story it's trying to tell is so unique and interesting about, you know, the way we see ourselves, and it's almost meditative in some way. The gameplay, though, like, is so meditative that you really have to be in the mindset to just, like, I'm a person who, you know, for good or bad, really need hooks for me to keep, like, I need stuff that I'm unlocking and doing, and this game is like, no, you don't. You need to not care about those things and just slow the heck down and just be happy that you're here, and that is hard, but also beautiful that it is challenging me to do that in a way that I really appreciate. And I don't want to like get too deep into the story, both because I haven't experienced it, but also because like I don't want to spoil anything. But like where I believe it goes and know it goes is really interesting. And yeah, so that's just a game that I think is this game that is doing something so beautiful and really in this medium forcing you to experience what the character is experiencing, which we'll talk about again soon. Like by forcing you to the gameplay to match what the character is doing, and you both have the same thought as you're doing it, like this is boring and I want to move on, right? But pushing through that, there's this like meditative experience that is really beautiful. I just want to mention it and talk about it because I really love that idea so much.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's Blueprints and Wonderstop.
I'm interested in. I had this idea. Sorry, I'm taking this seriously. I swear to you, I'm taking this seriously. I
never doubt you.
Storygoers, let me know if we should do this. I love the idea of a campfire story from us, a horror story from us. But it's Blueprints theme where the main character has to use the bathroom so bad, but just cannot find the bathroom.
Draw a bathroom.
It's just 20 minutes of them desperately looking through rooms and solving puzzles in the hopes of just finding a bathroom.
There is only one bathroom.
Is there really?
Yeah. There is only one bathroom, yeah. In the whole mansion.
That's messed up. Someone needs to renovate. That's messed up.
Yeah.
That's messed up.
And it's not a good bathroom either. It's bad. It's a bad bathroom.
It's a bad bathroom?
Yeah.
What makes it bad?
I can't really get into details into why, but it's a bad bathroom.
You're kidding.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like it hurts you.
No.
But it like doesn't help you. That's for sure.
Then why would you want this house?
I don't know.
You can't call someone to renovate this house. The plumber's like, hey, the bathroom's not here anymore. Like, oh,
it moves every day. Yeah.
You have to go find it. That's why I'm paying you.
Yeah.
They're like, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, they do in the game talk about like how difficult it is for contractors to come and do work on this house.
Oh, really?
Because the fact that they move every day. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I guess I'm not that original about this, but I still think a horror narrative about blueprints
is a really very good idea. Yeah. I love that.
I love the idea of that. Will he find a bathroom? Will he pee all over himself? Time will tell. It's only 20 minutes, so you never know. My last one is not a huge one, and maybe I should start with it before Hades 2, because I think if anything, if both these games come out, if Hades 2, as well as the game I'll talk about right now, which is Ember and Blade, which I talked about the demo already, come out at the same time, I don't think Ember and Blade will have even a Candle's chance. Candle's chance, is that a thing? Did I just make up a new stupid thing?
There is an idiom there, but I don't know what it is. But there is something there.
There's an idiom there, but I sound like an idiot, and that sucks.
That's very good.
I don't think Ember's Blade stands a chance, whatever, against Hades 2 story. And I think the reason why I have Ember Blade on this list is because it gives me the Hades 1 vibe. It gives me that kind of like cool protagonist and all these other side characters, and you have them talking to each other. And granted, the voice acting was not where I want to be yet, but I think it has the potential to have a really compelling story like Hades 1. I think a lot of this, again, is just riding on my nostalgia for Hades 1. But I do think it has a good chance. They gotta take the meows out. I just can't handle the meows. If it wasn't for that, I would be really, really more up on this. It's a very fun game. Ryan, I think you'll love it. If you like Vampire Survivor, I do think you'll like this game a lot.
I do love Vampire Survivor.
A run hasn't gone longer than 30 minutes for me yet. Also, because I'm not the best at it, so I'm sure that doesn't really play a whole big thing for you. But yeah, I do think there's a possibility, though. Again, I don't think it's gonna be like. I don't think it holds.
Holds a candle is the idiom. Holds a candle.
Did you look it up?
Okay. I did. Yeah. Can't hold a candle to blank.
Why does that mean? I can hold the candle to blank.
There is a reason, but it's a silly. No. It's just esoteric, like, apprentices make bad candles versus it's like a whole weird nonsense. I don't know this from my brain. I did look this up. But yeah, it's a whole weird.
It is what it is. But I don't think Ember and Blade will hold a candle to Hades 2 if they do both come out this year. I would love to be wrong. Well, I kind of do want to be wrong, but also I want Hades 2 to be good narratively, so I kind of don't want to be wrong too.
Right.
I'd love Ember and Blade to do really well narratively, but I love Hades 2. I want them to be successful. I don't want the narrative to fall at this point when it's already been so compelling and good. So that's it. But we have one more game, our joint game.
Yeah.
This is kind of the obvious contender of the year, I feel like right now, narratively.
Absolutely.
I would say for me as well, game of the year.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
And that game is Clair Obscure, Expedition 33. I think, again, no spoilers. You probably, if you've watched our video, you probably already know everything that we feel about this, but so we won't, go too far with it. But I think it's a game, it's a narrative that has everything. I think it has character progression. I think it has a compelling story. I think it has twists and turns. It is gripping, and it leaves. The ending is an ending that I would not normally want to go to. I am a sucker for a happy ending, and that's my burden to bear. I know that's not great. I know it's not great to want that, and whether that does it or not, I won't say. But it's an ending that leaves you feeling.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
It's an ending that made me, again, I said this before, I just stop and talk to my wife for 20 minutes and catch her up on the whole narrative because I was very dysregulated and needed help with something. So
you needed help processing.
Yeah, because you really grow to love these characters.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was getting the video for our Clair Obscure episode. I was recording it. And I just happened to walk in the room to make sure it was recording and saw the part between two characters. And it's like, there will be a lot of fighting. He was like, all right, count me in. Good. Yeah, good. And it's just such a good part. These two people meet for the first time that we've seen. but you already can tell, if you know, right? You can already tell the history between them, and they do it in such a great way. They do. Sandfall Games does a great job narratively, and I wish I knew the author's name. She's fantastic, and I think that she deserves so much credit for this narrative that she wrote. I mean, she was found on Reddit, and like, just to know that she got this chance and has made this amazing narrative is just so great. But it's a game that does a great job showing you the complexity of all these characters in different ways that isn't just told to you. You see it in so many different facets, between dialogue, between actions, between whatever it is. Even just the way characters are designed. You learn something about these characters. And I think it's such a compelling narrative. I honestly don't know what game this year could possibly beat it, truly. It's blown me away in a way I was not prepared.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So I don't know. Do you have anything else to say about the narrative, Ryan?
No, I mean, I think we without getting into spoilers, it's hard to talk about why I love this game so much. The trick, I guess it's not really a trick. The thing it does is beautiful and masterful, and the characters, I think, like you said, are so well written and interesting, and they go to really interesting places and explore like some really, really complex ideas, and in a really human way that I really loved. And I think, like, on top of that, you also have this like incredibly fun gameplay experience, right? Which is just like this perfect combination, and like hopefully reinvents a genre. Like, it's doing so much really beautiful work that I this game is incredible, and it's great.
Yeah, I've never wanted a DLC so badly to give me more story.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
More
like
of that world.
I don't think I ever really wanted a DLC so badly, just to have a reason to. I mean, not that I need a reason, but just have another reason to go back into that world. Truly,
absolutely.
Like, I just cannot. I hope there's more, and if not, I trust the team to deliver something else that's really cool. Narratively, it's so compelling. It makes me want to dress up as these characters for the Game Awards. You know what I mean? Like, that's because I love these characters.
Yeah,
it's a game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, we talked about Hades and being in the top 3. I think Claire Obscure could be one of the top games. One of my favorite games of all time too. Like, it's just such a compelling game. I just don't. I hear some people, and people are totally valid in their opinions, and it doesn't mean that it's understood or whatever. But like, there are people who don't get why it's beloved, and I just don't. I can't understand why. It just really kind of goes over my head. And I don't say that in a disrespectful way. I just say it in a way it's like, that game it's hooked me so easily, and I just can't understand how someone can't be in this world and just be compelled by it. I don't know, and it's so interesting.
Yeah, absolutely.
To watch the reactions of Twitch streamers to certain parts of that game, the amount of people I've seen cry over these scenes is just like, it's I haven't seen this in so long with any other game, really. You know what I mean? So I can't remember another game where this happened. So so good. So that's our list. We did write down a few games that we haven't played yet this year that could have compelling narratives as well, so maybe just shout them out really fast.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I mean, I think we both wrote Death Stranding 2.
Yeah, we did.
I mean, we'll see how that goes. I don't think that's going to be...
Yeah.
I feel like I'm just bashing this game. I'm not trying to. I don't feel like Kojima's narratives make sense, so it's hard to narratively enjoy it. I think it's just weird for the sake of weirdness, but I'm sure it's not. It feels like I'm bashing it, but I'm not trying to.
I mean, as somebody who has, like, again, played a good chunk of the first game, I don't know how they tell. With these characters and with this world, I don't know how you tell a compelling... And again, maybe it's because you have to do more work than I'm willing to do. I don't know how you tell, like, a really compelling and intense story with these characters because they're so, like, out there. And again, it is fully could be personal preference. Like, there's hopefully big lightning. Like, maybe there's a world where if you are comfortable and can connect with these, like, weird characters. I have a really hard time connecting with somebody named Heartman and Dead Man and Die Hard Man. I just, like, it's hard for me.
It's just Bruce Willis.
He's the president. Yeah.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
yeah. I just have, like, it's so hard for me to overcome the weirdness and silliness of it to then take it seriously. It just makes it hard. And I don't know if it's like a cultural thing. I mean, it can't be because people love the first game. Or if it's just I'm not able to suspend my disbelief enough to get there, or because I'm not like I have my own idea in my mind and I'm not able to put the work in to meet it where it is. But man, it's just I have a hard time connecting. But maybe, maybe they'll find a way to tell a really interesting, compelling story. And maybe I'll go into it with a different mindset than I went into this one. I went into this first game like knowing the story was silly nonsense and I didn't care about it, and it in some ways has surprised me where I care about some things, but in other ways it met me exactly what I was expecting. So who knows? Who knows?
It's just I don't know.
We'll see.
Yeah. I don't want to say any words if I can be negative, but I don't want to be negative. So I just don't know what else to say. Yours is what was the abbreviation?
Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Which I heard really good things about. I heard great things about.
Yeah. I've heard it's a really great, interesting RPG, and I don't. Time. There's just not enough time. He says after playing 30 hours of Death Stranding in the past 3 days. There's just not enough time. I had to build all those roads to get to the mountains. I got packages to deliver. This person needs their fish.
I just picture you in a UPS car, driving on the right side, just put mail and baby on your chest.
Absolutely.
If anyone ever wants, my chest. If we ever get popular enough to have people do fan art, now that you know what Ryan looks like, if you want to draw him with a baby strapped to his chest.
Baby on my chest.
Death Stranding with Ryan, that'd be perfect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That'd be great. Yeah. With the otter hat, please.
Oh, please. Yes. Yeah. Yes. I'll be Conan O'Brien.
You can be Conan O'Brien.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. Kind of had the hair swoop kind of thing going on.
Yeah.
So, like he does.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then, I what I wrote was what I meant to write. What you wrote. What I wrote was what you wrote, but I wrote it wrong and you wrote it right.
Okay, got it. Got it.
I wrote Midnight Sun. That's not the game. It's South of Midnight.
That is a different game that is pretty good.
Oh, Midnight Sun is a game?
Yeah, the turn-based Marvel
game.
That's Midnight Suns. Yeah.
No.
There is another game called like Midnight something where you play as a spooky candle or something.
Oh, that game too. Yes, I actually wanted to play that. I totally forgot about it.
Yeah.
That's on my list.
That's like a very you game. That's like very up here, like kind of spooky,
weird, disturbing,
but creepy. Interesting and fun maybe.
Annoying.
Wow.
a lot of emotions coming out there.
Working through something there.
sorry, that's manner of thoughts coming out, you know what I mean? No, that game too, but no, South of Midnight, I am very interested. It didn't hit the way I feel like the splash of that game did not splash.
There's like nothing.
Yeah, I'm really surprised.
It like just came out.
Yeah, it looked very interesting, looked very different than anything we've really seen before. So I'm a little surprised we didn't hear more about it. I heard good things, but I just didn't hear amazing things. You know what I mean? So or like
right.
It didn't feel like it was groundbreaking in the way I kind of thought it would be. So
yeah, I mean it might just be Microsoft marketing isn't always great at marketing their games, right?
They're good at making news, but they're just not good at marketing.
They're good at making news. Ooh. It's not the right kind of news. Yeah.
Ooh, everything's an Xbox, but you're unfortunately laid off. So
yeah.
That doesn't make sense, but okay. Yeah. But I don't know if I ever will get to that. I don't even know how long that game is.
I don't either. There's just so much. Borderlands comes out in like 2 months.
Oh, Borderlands!
You know what I mean? But do like that nonsense.
Do we support Randy?
I don't know.
Show a picture of Randy in his hair.
I'm gonna wait and see what's any good, I guess, and then go from there. Borderlands: Ghosts of Yotai comes out. There's I think another one.
Wait, Ryan, I'm scared. What if I look like Randy if I grow my hair out?
Oh,
and no one tells me. And no one tells me.
I would tell you.
You tell me?
Yeah.
Ryan.
I would say, hey, looking like Randy.
Do you swear? Do you swear to me? You tell me?
I will tell you. If you look like Randy, I will tell you look like Randy. Oh, The Outer Worlds 2. Also interested in that.
Outer Worlds 2. Yep.
Yes. I don't think that story is going to blow anything out of the water, but
I don't think so either. I think it's more of an experience, right? But you never know.
People say the Alters story is really interesting and good.
I've heard that too. Yeah. I'm a little sad with the whole AI thing. I don't think it's probably as big of news as it got to be. I don't think it's probably that crazy of an issue. Not because of AI itself, but just because I don't think the assets they accidentally left in were that significant.
Right.
But still, a little sad. But yeah, I've heard The Alters is a good game as well. That should be one on the list too, where I think it sounds like it's a very fun game. But I'm curious if the narrative is if you're crafting your own story and it's very different from other people's stories, or if it's all very much the same story.
Right.
That is very important, I feel like,
right.
too, in a discussion around that. But,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But no, Storygoers, that's our list of the narratives that we think are Game of the Year worthy so far, or close to it, or potential, or even played it. Yeah. Whatever. Let us know what you think the narrative is of this year so far, and we'll read your responses on the show next time, whatever that is. Of course, you can always email us, talesfromthecartridge@gmail.com. All the E's are 3's. I've been almost thinking, Ryan, should we get a new email at this point? It's so long.
Mean, it is, but it feels like it feels a little bit like it's our brand now. You know what I mean? Like it feels
it's a brand that no one connects with. I feel like besides you and me.
Well, I mean, I mean, what we could do. Well, that's hard though. I mean, I think like we could always like create a separate email and see if we get more engagement there. But I don't know. I don't know if the engagement is because our email is funky or if the engagement is because
engagement's hard.
Engagement's hard.
Yeah.
I just don't know.
Let's see. Maybe we make one and see how it goes.
Don't know.
Well, I'll make a poll. Yeah. If you were listening to this Storygoers, scroll down. There's a poll. See if you want a different email if it's easier. It'll probably be like Tales Podcast unless someone takes it, and then it won't be that. So don't do that. I'll tell you what it is later. Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, hopefully everyone's doing well, happy, healthy, and getting through this horrible heat wave. I'm just dying up here right now. This is so hot.
How hot is it there?
It's not that hot. I mean, it is. It's 83.
Well.
Yeah, so that's
74 here. 74 here.
Is it 74?
Yeah.
That's a nice temperature.
It's a nice temperature. I mean, it just rained. It was like 80. But after my experience in Texas, everything feels nice and cool because that was miserable. It wasn't even that bad. The high when I was there was like 94. But the UV is so intense. It just is so intense. Like everyone has to like put blockers on their car otherwise it burns you when you get in, and then they have to like It's just so wild and weird. Although I will say one thing they're doing okay in Texas, although, not energy efficient or good for the environment, is the central air is real nice. So great. Being always comfortable in your house is a luxury that is not good for the world or for the environment or for anybody, but feels really good for me.
And that's what matters.
Yeah.
You're comfortable.
Yeah. My comfort. Yeah.
I mean, you were in Texas. It sounds like a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, no shade to Texas, but I couldn't do it. I couldn't live there.
No, I couldn't. I couldn't either. It's too much. I mean, just we're from different worlds. You know what I mean? We're from a different part of the world that is different in so many ways.
So many ways. Very compelling ways. Good ways. Ways I just cannot get away from.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So that was very ambiguous, but whatever.
It's fine.
Storygoers, thank you for listening. We will see you in the next episode.
Bye.